Okay, let's jump right on in. And before that becomes a possibility, let me put myself into a party so no one can hear me. Now, let us jump on in, shall we? Zombie music. I mean, I do enjoy the music that this game puts in. Nice game. Just not that good of a campaign, except for the zombie version of the campaign. I highly enjoyed that. I have to say, I highly enjoyed the zombie version of the campaign. It was honestly pretty amazing. So I need to work on these two at some time. Need to finish working on the dingo before I can do that, so I can move back up and finish off those. What is today's black market?
Hey, just that word you completed.
Kill an enemy while they are using a specialist ability or weapon 3 times. That should be fairly easy, so I can just go into team deathmatch. Hopefully, because yesterday it was kind of screwing me over with finding matches being like, hey, here's one match for you. Why? Because screw you, that's why. Don't know why. So, it's probably my internet for the most part, especially since it snowed here yesterday. Didn't like that. Did not like that. Could not see jack shit coming home from class. But you know what? Ain't mattering now, so have stuff to do tomorrow. Maybe watch a movie tomorrow, Sunday, let's do. Gonna go see Overlord sometime this weekend, I don't know when. Hopefully it's good, because honestly it looks good, it looks amazing. It's amazing. Did start watching the Slender Man movie today. I can see why it got the rating it did, because it was relying too much on like the cheap jump scares, and at the same time it was like the fact being that Slender Man was obviously CGI'd in.
Enemy down.
I'm gonna let that ride out while I go get my pills. Okay, or I can just spawn here, either way.
Check the time, Doctor.
Profit down. Hostile UAV spotted. Hostile HTXD in your AO.
Okay, I'm back now. Gotta
Friendly HCXD deployed.
switch these earbuds around for one. That's why they felt weird. Okay. We are back and losing. Camping little bastard. Camping little bastard. Not to say I don't camp from time to time, but I like this little shit's doing. Face me! I have the Raven's Eye. Let me reload now.
Friendly UAV inbound. Wraith inbound.
Yeah. Look at the magnificence of this weapon.
Hostile UAV above.
I mean, I'm glad I found the... Well, didn't find it. I got it through the loot box, so I'm glad I got lucky enough to get this one. Been loving the use of it a lot. So yeah, you know. I hear a tempest going off around here. It's our Wraith, so we're fine there. Oh, I'm dead. Ain't they just lovely? I'm keeping my eyes over here. Probably shouldn't. Probably someone's gonna come up behind us. You know how this game is. I knew it!
Threat neutralized.
Yeah! Let's just jump at the guy with a weapon while I'm holding this. The Raven's Eye. Again, love the weapon. Was doing fairly well with it the other day. By the other day, I mean last night.
Inbound.
Same difference, so. But, you know. I see you. Aww. That ruined my fun.
We're ahead. Maintain
I
your
was gonna
momentum.
slide in there and shank him. Like this! Aha! Take the Raven's Eye, bitch. Ooh, hello. Hello! Aww. Well, that sucks. I see you.
KIA.
Avenger. Okay, I'll let you guys go. Ah! Oh. Oh shit! Hey, you saved me!
Mission successful.
They got what was coming.
Hey! I just want to see how this played out. I lived, motherfucker.
Step up if you want to get burnt.
Now, let's get into the next round after this, and hopefully do better than that, because I joined in on a game, so. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to change out batteries during the stream, which good thing I have a pair in front of me because I thought my controller was gonna die last night, but it didn't. Surprisingly. But it will during the stream. I'm pretty sure it will. Oh, I killed... When did I kill a specialist using their ability? Huh. Oh well. What does Brick Wall do? Killed an enemy that was using a... Oh. No, that makes sense then. I mean, I've used Overdrive a lot in the past few days, so... Oh. Need to get 20 score streaks to unlock that one, and then that one's unlockable after that one. What about the body armor? 20 kills with the Annihilator, 40 kills with the Annihilator. Okay. Well then. Two conflicting things. It's either I gain score streaks faster here, which is what I'm trying to do with the combat focus, or I use the Annihilator, which by all means is probably one of the better things to use for me because I will die fast using the combat focus because I'm relying on my own weapons that aren't one-hit kills. But I've done fairly well for myself. Fairly well. Okay. Just checking on stuff there since sometimes people subscribe and stuff while I'm heavily focused into the game and I don't realize it, so you know. Ooh, the frames. Oh god, ugh. Oh god, oh god, ugh. These fucking frames. Who is running this fucking game? I'm looking at you, Omnidurks. Fine, I'll just fucking sit here, Jesus. I'm gonna fucking move and subject everyone to the torture of frames per second. Oh, God. I call bullshit. I call bullshit that these frames are fucking me over. Oh god, my fucking eyes. Fucking hell. Oh my fuck. Yeah, fucking leave.
Friendly UAV inbound.
Laggy bastards. Yeah, kill a person who's fucking lagging 24/7, why don't you fucking prick? Oh, is it getting better? Nope. Still the frames per second. So fucking unbearable. I am so sorry for this, guys. Like, I cannot control what games I'm in. Oh, fucking hell. See, look at that bullshit. They would have been dead. They would have been dead. But no.
UAV spotted.
I'm gonna take a wild, heavy bet here. Someone on the enemy team's using a fucking lag switch. And I mean, why wouldn't the little pussy on this fucking game use a lag switch? Just saying it how it is, like, Because you get so many toxic people on this game
Friendly UAV
that
inbound.
they just have to ruin it for everyone else. Bringing in hacks, the lag switches, all this stupid BS that makes the game very much unplayable and unenjoyable. Now, I'm not going to try and call out the
UAV inbound.
game developers here, but, maybe keep an eye on your phone. Okay, I am leaving this game. Jesus Christ. But, as I'm saying to them, hey, sorry I'm late. You're not that late, Kagome. 20 minutes. You didn't miss much except for a very laggy-ass game and me setting up the stream, so. But, as I was saying, not trying to call out the game developers here, but maybe actually keep an eye on the fucking game you made when you bring in an online play. Thinking this goes for any game that brings in online play. Keep an eye on the game you made, and if you notice something's not right with how things are going, and don't just take the word for someone, but actually go to that person's account and see what's going on, maybe your games would actually still be enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just bring out the game, make a few updates to it later on, and then be like, yep, we're good, hands off, time to make the next one. Have a group of people who aren't working on the next game with you keep an eye on this one and monitor shit. Like, it just seems very obvious that if you want to keep your game fun and toxic free, which that will never completely happen because there are always going to be people who are going to be toxic, but keep the toxicity to a small percent. Maybe get rid of the people that actually do hack the game. Add in lag switches, mods that make them perform better, shit like that. And actually boot them off your game permanently. Like, cause they're gonna do it no matter what game they get. Yeah, fine, have them play the campaign when they buy your new game. Don't ever let them back on live with your game. Teach them a fucking lesson. Cause mods, when it comes to the games like this, are fucking stupid and ruin the game. Lag switching ruins the game, And it's just that fact that if it wasn't for all that shit, all that stupid shit, these games would be so much better when it comes to live. If you didn't have to put up with people constantly trying to fucking ruin it and better themselves, being like, oh, look how great I am. I can cheat my way through a system and act like I'm the best. Like, people like that, and again, this is fully my opinion, do not deserve to have this kind of game. Hell, they don't even deserve to have a fucking game station if that's how they play. Because it's like, when you start ruining a game for people, what's the point of buying the franchise anymore? When you know this shit's gonna constantly happen. Like, pull your shit together, game company, and actually get rid of the people that are causing your game franchise to be lowered into nothing but a pile of shit. And don't get me wrong, I adore the Call of Duty franchise. I have been a fan since Modern Warfare. I enjoyed all Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3. I enjoyed Ghost. I enjoyed the first and second Black Ops. I enjoyed the zombie campaign version you put into Black Ops 3. I have enjoyed a lot of your games, Call of Duty. Thing is, I cannot ever get past the fact that people will hack through your games and you don't seem to really give a shit about it. It's like, because it's like you take the hands-off approach to it and you're just like, you know what, we made the game, let people just shit on it the entire time and, never make anyone want to play it again. So, that's just my 2 cents on the matter. Because when shit like what just happened in my match there, where I can't fucking move around, not because of my internet connection. My internet connection was fine. I was looking at that the entire time. Like, everyone's connection seemed to be out the roof. Like, they were perfect connections. Yeah, they would dip every once in a while, but you know for a fact when it's to the point where you can't move at all and you have a great connection, either the person hosting has a shit connection, but if that was the case, everyone else's connections would have died, or the person has a lag switch and they're using it to be like, hey look, I'll win the game, I'm the best person here. So, you know, Treyarch, just, when you come in with the Call of Duty games, try and get your shit together when it comes to the online mode. Like, actually take the initiative to permanently ban people who are trying to make your game a pile of shit. You know, that's just all I'm saying. And this goes for any, like, game. Whether it's Battlefield, Halo, Call of Duty, For Honor, any game that allows live connections, which is almost every game nowadays. Like, hell, even Dead by Daylight. Like, the developers need to keep an eye on their shit. No, that's just all I'm saying. Okay, now that my rant's over, let's try and get into an actual good game that's not gonna fucking screw me over in terms of frames per second here. Sorry, Kagome, that you had to come in on the rant there. But, it may be an opinion, but it's also a very damn well fact that companies need to take control of their shit when it comes to live games, because thing is, you're going to have toxic people, you're going to have people who will make the game unfair to the point where no one ever wants to play it, and you're going to lose ad revenue, you're going to lose revenue of any type, because people are always going to make the connections of like, oh, it's this company, they're known for their shit live plays because people are going to do this shit. I don't think so. Okay, as I said, I was done. But, okay, so how are you doing, Kagome? You doing good, Kagome?
She's down.
Come on up here. Come on up here. I fucking dare you. Okay. You doing fine? Again, sorry you had to come in on the angry rant there, so see, look how perfectly I can play this game. You know, like, yeah, I'll die. Well, you dared him. I dared him to come up there and he did. Next person I see with my raven eye here, they're gonna die. I just love the melee weapons in terms of Call of Duty. Hey! Hey! That was mine. Mine. Not yours. Mine. Motherfucker! Get over here. Jesus. I'll wait for you up here. Look at all the gallons of milk up here, jeez. And it sounds like metal, okay. What kind of fucking gallon jugs are we drinking from? Hello. Oh.
Enforcer
Well,
slain.
you came on up. Didn't have to finish my sentence. You already knew what I wanted. I wanted that sweet, sweet release of death. What the fuck? Now hold up just a minute.
Focus.
I don't know if I'm seeing shit, but I'm pretty damn well sure I saw someone just glitch through this wall.
Red move.
I see no difference. You play the same way in Fortnite, only you can't be Bushman.
Sniper down.
What do you mean I play the same way in Fortnite?
Deploy.
Like in terms of what?
Threat neutralized.
Me stabbing people? Or in terms of like what I was talking about when you came in during the rant?
Iced.
I'm waiting for you to come back. Go ahead, buddy.
Firebreak. KIA. She's down.
UAV awaiting orders.
Haha. Dying. Oh yeah. I mean, in terms of me dying, yeah, I die a lot in Fortnite. Here, it depends on who I'm playing against. Hey, buddy!
Friendly care package incoming.
Yo, man, I was about to say, if you mean, like I play, like, some of the toxic people here in this game, I was about to say, no, I do not.
UAV inbound.
I was about to feel insulted. Oh, God! That scared the shit out of me.
UAV inbound.
Motherfucker just comes up and roasts me. Like, I was expecting someone to come up. I didn't expect him to come in just burning me alive. Jesus.
Friendly CXD inbound.
You're above me, aren't you, you little shit? Where the fuck are you? Oh, there you are. You should be, because you can't be Bushman in this game. I mean, in terms of me playing here, it's like I play
Friendly Cerberus
because
inbound.
it's a, as I'm saying, this is a game series I kind of grew up with when my dad first bought Modern Warfare 2 to play with his friend. And I would sit there at night and watch him play. But, you know, in terms of like what I actually see in people when they play this game, like,
Overwatch. Scratched.
and I'm sorry to say this in terms of the company, like, I'm pretty sure the company are, people who work for the company are great people.
Blade
I just
doused.
think that they need to keep a closer eye
Focus up.
on the game. Come at me! Hey buddies!
Assuming control. Hellstorm asset.
Oh wait.
We're winning this fight.
Roger.
Go back to what I'm saying, like, as I'm saying, people at the company, I'm pretty sure they're great people, you know, they bring out games for everyone to enjoy. You know, that, like, that's part of their job, to make an entertaining story, to bring content to their fans. And I'm pretty sure they... Oh, I won the game for us, holy shit.
Hardly a challenge.
Where did I place on our team? I came in second. And also, enjoy my Ayano Aishi emblem there. But, as I'm saying, like, I'm pretty sure people at Treyarch, Activision, you know, people who make the Call of Duty franchise, I'm pretty sure they're good people. And I'm pretty sure they don't want people on this game that are going to be completely toxic and ruin the franchise. I don't think they ever want that. It's just, when you get into this franchise, it's known for its online gaming, and it's known for all the hacks, all the things people will do and say. You know, it's like, and I don't think that's the reputation people who make Call of Duty want. They want Call of Duty to be known as a great game with a great story. You know? And that goes for any game. Like, no game creator wants their game to be known as, oh yeah, you know that shit game that has all the terrible toxic people on it? You know, no one wants that to be their reputation. Like, as an author, I don't want people to view my stories as, oh, you mean that one story that had, you know, this one terrible thing in it because, you know, plot devices? Oh yeah, and I'll say this, Michaela Laws has even spoke about this recently, along with Af, but primarily Michaela. But, Michaela has pointed out that a lot of people are kind of taking Af's, like, roleplays at bold-face value, being like, because I guess there was a part, and if you are a fan of the My Street series, I would plug your ears right now, because I'm gonna spoil some stuff. Ian, the blue-haired werewolf, in her, in Af's roleplay, I guess he and Af are half siblings. Well, I guess a lot of people, and I didn't see this because I still need to watch the episode, but I guess a lot of people, because Michaela also had to speak about this, were going in saying, oh, she advocates for incest, she advocates for this and this. Well, no, that's not the case. Michaela even made the connection of, you know that $1 million franchise Star Wars? Yeah, Luke and Leia had that same kind of relationship where it was like they didn't know.
Let's get this party started.
Nothing too far happened, but it was like they didn't know that they were siblings. So it's like I don't, back to my main purpose of saying this, as an author, I don't want people, like, coming in, reading my books and being like, oh, you know, like, I'm gonna use it's not my real name here, because reasons, I'll use my Twitch name. I don't want people being like, oh, Sly wrote about, let's say, well, my stuff is very much horror based, and we'll get into pretty graphic detail sometimes. And one of my later works that I actually adore, because it's a 3-part series, and I worked my ass off on it. It did involve some rape. My story did involve one scene of rape, and I sort of played it out for the shock factor. Now, does that mean I advocate for it? Hell no. By all means, I would say this full-heartedly, and I hope a lot of people would agree. Rapists, you know, like pedophiles, rapists, any terrible person that does these terrible things in life should never even have been brought around to breed. That's just my 2 cents on that. Like, rapists, should never be allowed to breathe ever again. Like, I believe they should be put to death right there on the spot. But that's my point of view. Like I'm a person who does not kind of take shit like that. Because it's like, if you're gonna be that terrible of a person, you deserve to die. Essentially, is what I'm saying. The stream has gone very heavy, very fast. But, you know, this is all I can really say. Like, when I get on a rant, I like to talk, and when I like to talk, it's usually what I'm ranting about, you know? Because I like to share my personal viewpoints, and whether you agree with me or not is all up to you. I'm not going to say your opinion's wrong. I'm not going to be that guy being like, oh, you don't agree with me, well, fuck you kind of guy. No, I'm not going to be that guy, because those kind of people are, I would say, the people that Michaela and F had to actually talk about this past week, about them being like, oh, they wrote about this, then they must advocate for it, kind of thing. Like, which is what I'm going to try and rant about. Here again, bringing it all back to that. It's, fact being that when a voice actor and the actual creator of the product have to come out and specifically say, like, this is not the case at all, you know, like I don't advocate for this and I never have, kind of thing. It's like, that to me is signaling that people are not as smart as they pretend to be. Because it's like, you're shitting on someone's life work, saying that, pretending like you know all about it, and you honestly don't. You don't know the mindset of the creator, you don't know jack shit. Like, you are just the consumer, essentially. And not to shit on the consumers, I'm not to shit on the fan base, but you honestly, unless you are the creator, don't know shit about what went into their work process. Unless you are the person that actually helped with them. So, people online pretending to know everything, saying that, like, you know, this person advocates for this, this is happening, you know, this person likes this person likes that. I'm 100% against rape, because if you can't love someone and actually love them, depending within your age group, why keep breathing? Yeah, it's like, rape is just a terrible fucking thing, and like, I will actually say this is my opinion, and, you know, good on the people that have this fetish, but there are people who have a rape fetish, and I don't like that. It's like, good on you, it's your fetish, I'm not gonna shit on you for it, but it's kind of disturbing, a bit morbid, if you ask me. And, but like,
Nomad kill.
But for, like, people to come into Af's channel and start, like, turning her work into this propaganda of some sort, this, like, hate propaganda, it's honestly sickening to me. And I don't know the full story. You would have, like, Michaela has more of the story than I would, and I don't think she would want to be bothered being asked about it, so I wouldn't go into her stream and start asking, like, well, what was your rant about, and blah 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 on Tumblr this past week, and blah and stuff like that.
Rolling thunder inbound.
Like, by all means, do not do that. What I'm trying to say is, I probably didn't pick the right words, but I hope you get what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I think I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say that rape is not good, and that rapists should be put to death, essentially. Kind of like what I'm saying when it comes to that stuff. But that's my kind of point of view, because I'm the person that's like, you can't do that kind of thing and think you can get away with it. Well, I finally died. Just trying to get my wraps, deploy ship. Never gonna happen, I guess. But no, like,
Friendly Cerberus inbound.
where am I even at? Where's my class? Okay, 13. But what I'm trying to get at through this entire thing is the fan base may consume the actual product, you know, show, story, game, whatever it is, but they should never pretend to know the entire process of what goes on in the creator's mind. Pretend to be like this all-knowing person as if they were the ones who created it. They have no right to do that. Like, and Michaela has said this, like, if you want to add on to the world, like, that's fine, you know, add on to the lore, do what you want, kind of thing, but don't start attacking people who don't agree with it, and don't start thinking you know all about it. Like, don't start acting as if you're the creator yourself, because no one knows more
Advised. Hostile UAV incoming.
about their creation than the creator themselves. I can full-heartedly say that with all the characters I've created over the years, and the ones I'm most proud of are...
Objectives met. Prep for evac.
Okay, I came in third on my team. But the ones I'm most proud of are the ones I was talking about. Okay, now I can hear again.
When you're this hot, there's no way to lose.
Well, as I'm saying, it's like, the main three characters of the story were Kimmy, Saleya, and Reyes. Those are the three characters' names. And only I would know about what I was trying to go for when writing, what I was trying to go for when creating my characters. The consumer of my story, the consumers of anyone's story, game, whatever, should never pretend to know more than the creator themselves. They shouldn't act like self-entitled pricks, saying that, oh, I'm a huge fan of this game, I've been a fan of it from day one, I've dissected every last bit, I know more about it than the creator. They should never do that. Because to me, that's instant grounds for even the creator to be like, I don't even want you here in my fandom, kind of thing. Because you may be this huge fan, but don't pretend to know everything about the creation. It's not right, and honestly, it's kind of sickening for people to think that they can take a masterpiece and say that it's like, that what a person's writing about is what they advocate for. Like, Kagome, you know me very well, I'm hoping by this point, so you know that even if I write about rape in my story, I do not advocate for it. I am honestly against it. I write about murder. Do I advocate for murder? No. I write about a lot of things. Bullying, mental health, murder, stuff like that. I never advocate for those to actually be things. I'm against crime, like murder, stuff like that. It's like, it's terrible, all the crime that happens, so. But Kagome, as I'm saying, I'm sure you know what I'm trying to get across when I say this, that just because a person writes about something does not mean that they always advocate for it. And I put not always in terms like that because you have those very small, and I would say very small, maybe like a 1% out of 99%, like 99% of people do not advocate for a lot of the things they write that are completely terrible. But then you have the 1% who you write things that I know of to make an interesting story. Yeah, it's like you have to write about stuff that you may not like to actually get a point across, like not for people to actually commit them. Exactly, like I'm not telling my audience whenever my stuff gets published to like, oh, go out, summon a fucking demon, have them kill someone, or oh, go out, start a fucking revolution, and then turn around and be the actual bad guy. Like, I'm not telling people to go out and perform these terrible things. But it's kind of complicated for people to take that nowadays. And this is getting on the borderline of like a lot of people nowadays being that, I'm trying to find the words here, like, while I'm also trying to play the game. Like,
Sniper, get down!
okay, that pissed me off because they were camping there. But back to what I'm trying to say.
Hostile Hellstorm inbound.
Goma, can you refresh my mind? I kind of lost track of what I was saying.
Smoke check.
Be advised, hostile UAV incoming.
Because I'm actually starting to get a bit flustered about this.
Force a kill.
Because it's actually something that
Hostile HC
I'm passionate about, so. Okay, I think I remember. Okay, as I'm saying, like, this is gonna sound like the, kind of like the stereotypical, like, old person thing where it's like, back in my day, you know, this didn't happen and blah 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 kind of thing, but when I say it, it's fucking true here. Like, nowadays, people take everything at fucking bold-faced value, thinking that, like they can't take anything seriously, or if you're against them, that you have to be this terrible person. Like, a lot of people say it nowadays, you can't have a fucking opinion online without someone coming after you. And I will honestly say this, it's been radicalized a lot now, in terms of what it is, because it's true. You can't have an opinion nowadays without someone, like, coming at your throat, trying to put you down for something you like and enjoy. We're talking about writing stories and how we shouldn't actually commit outside of the story, no matter what it may be. Yeah. So, because of that, that comes down to the, again, what I was just talking about, the bold-faced value of, like, you can't have an opinion nowadays, you can't do a lot of things nowadays without someone coming at your throat and calling you a racist, a sexist, a bigot, you know, all these terrible things that are not fucking true. And there's a lot of things you can point it out in, like, online posts. What we've been seeing this past like midterm election going on in the US, it's like,
Friendly UAV inbound.
like, I feel like
Inbound.
the worst has been brought out in people in the past few years, and like, I don't fully enjoy that, because it's like, how am I supposed to enjoy life when I can't even do what I enjoy, kind of thing. Like,
Lightning strike coordinates received.
like, later on in life when I want my stories to be published, I won't be able to do that without there always being like a giant group against what I'm writing, being like, oh, he wrote about this, then he must be a terrible person, you know, like that's just not the case. I may write about something, doesn't mean, as I'm saying, doesn't mean I advocate for it.
This battle is ours to lose. Don't. HCXD inbound.
So it's like, kind of disheartening when you think about it, to be like, oh yes, I want to do this for a living where my opinion has to be out here on the line, or where I have to write or talk about controversial things. Like, no one can make that their profession anymore without people always going at their throats, thinking that they're better than them, thinking that they are this, like, messiah of right, and,
Combat focus ready.
like, social justice. Because they're not.
Be advised. Hostile UAV incoming.
Battery kill.
Hostile
They're not.
HCXD in your AO. Hostile UAV above.
You're gone.
Like,
We don't reward failure. RTB for debrief and
Our
reassessment.
performance didn't deserve victory.
I do. I love to write. I just have been putting it a lot on the back burner lately because of college going on and other stuff. Like, I love to write, I love to read, but I've been having other stuff go on where I can't do that all too much. And when writing, you have to write about controversial stuff, whether you want to or not. Like, let's take some people's, like, let's take some famous book series and put them on perspective. Let's look at the Hunger Games. Genocide. Right there. Does that mean that, I'm pretty sure it was Harper Lee that made the Hunger Games. Let me look that up before I actually make my final decision. Suzanne Collins. Harper Lee was someone else. I think Harper Lee was the one who made To Kill a Mockingbird. But Suzanne Collins, she wrote To Kill a Mockingbird. Suzanne Collins.
Like a dream where I'm falling and calling out. My resistance is silent. I can feel, but I still can't control myself. Please forgive me now.
Okay, Kagoma, can you hear me now? Because it may have been the batteries dying. Okay, so it was the batteries. But as I'm saying, like, Suzanne Collins wrote The Hunger Games, and that contains human experimentation, genocide, murder. Is that what Suzanne Collins is promoting? No. Yes, they are very controversial subjects, but she's not saying, go out there, commit the purge, commit genocide. She's not saying that. She is doing that to be like, hey, these things are bad, and this is the dystopic era. You know, if this ever happens, we are terrible people, kind of thing. So, and let's even look at let's say Twilight, even though I've never read it, I know small things about it. Like, you have a war between the vampire, werewolf, murder, all this kind of thing. Like, is that what they're advocating for? No. Let's look at Harper Lee, the person who wrote To Kill a Mockingbird. Saw a YouTube video recently about a girl playfully pulling a guy's hair just to be a joke, and the girl said that the guy pulled her hair. He said no. Girl titled him as a sexist, and the guy wasn't even a sexist because he grew up learning to be a gentleman, so how is that sexist? You know, like, what you just put there, Kagome, that is an excellent point. So, like, that's where I'm coming to the point where it's like, you can't have an opinion nowadays, you can't do something nowadays without someone being offended. Like that girl, like, oh, I'll pull your hair. You can pull mine if you want. No, thank you. I don't do that to women. Oh, you're sexist. Why? Because I respect women? Because I have morals? What, do you want a fucking guy just to yank your hair and, like, bring you to the ground? Because if that's the case, you're gonna say the same fucking thing anyways. Like, oh, he yanked my hair. Oh no, he's sexist. Like, it's a double-edged sword. No matter what you do, there's always gonna be a group that's gonna label you something and make it seem like you're this terrible person when you're not. Like I have my morals, which is kind of something like this guy. Like, I respect women. I honestly do. So if I'm not gonna hit one, I'm not going to, like, start attacking a woman for no reason. I'm not sexist. I just have my moral code. That goes for anything in my life. Like, I think I've said this before. I can talk a lot of shit. I can say a lot of shit. Like, I can talk smack, like I do on the games. Like I could be like, oh, you're a motherfucker, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Oh, you son of a bitch, I dare you come and get me, kind of thing. Like, I can act all tough. I'm not tough. I'm all bark, no bite. But people nowadays would take that bold face value, and if I will actually upload this entire thing to YouTube. It's just gonna be a rant thing, so. But people will probably take this video out of context and be like, probably say, oh, he's bitching and complaining. You're a teddy bear as far as I know. For the most part, yeah, unless I'm a very pissed off person, which I told you about that story about what happened at school, and my ex, who I'm friends with, had to go get a teacher before I could do something. But thing was, it's like, people will probably take this video out of context and be like, oh, Sly's bitching and complaining about all these controversial subjects. He's trying to hide something. He's trying to cover something up. You know, he probably advocates for all of this. I don't. I'm stating my opinion. I'm stating facts. Like, you can look at it all over the internet. No one can have an opinion nowadays without shit happening to them. And as far as the media goes, all we have to do is look at these past midterm elections. All we have to do is look at what happened to Brett Kavanaugh. Yes, I'm going to get political here right quick. And feel free to disagree with me, Kagome, if you do, but Brett Kavanaugh, Justice Brett Kavanaugh, was accused of rape. 6 FBI investigations later, no evidence turned up. Meaning, as far as we are concerned, he is innocent. And yet, during that entire time, he was being slandered. There were death threats. The Democrats And the people who were not protesting, but rioting, were taking it to the point of like, oh, go attack these Republicans. Go hurt them because they're going against your opinion. And a lot of the people that were rioting were making that entire investigation all about themselves. Being like, oh, you don't care about what happened to me. Oh, you don't care about what happened to any of us. If that's the case, it's like, none of this concerns you. Yeah, he's going to be your justice. But as far as we are concerned, the investigation never concerned you. And for you to go and attack innocent people over it, you're acting like children. Like, this is, someone made a false accusation from what it sounds like. Yeah, and here's the kicker. Here's the fucking kicker. Apparently it happened 35 years ago. You know, when Kavanaugh was in college, apparently. Now, apparently all this happened a long time ago. But let's look at the evidence. 6 investigations later, nothing turned up on Kavanaugh. And the person who accused Kavanaugh, whenever she had to answer questions, oops, I don't remember. I never saw the guy's face. I don't know. She always avoided the questions. Nothing fucking happened to her. People were just like, oh, she was scared. You know. Like, she doesn't remember because she's being put on trial. She's scared. But the minute Kavanaugh is asked, like, have you ever... It's a false accusation then. Yes, it was a false accusation to push a political agenda. But the moment Kavanaugh was asked, like, did you ever get blacked out drunk? Meaning, did you ever drink so much that you blacked out? How the fuck is he supposed to know? And he's like, I don't know. Maybe I have, but I don't know. People are like, he's avoiding the question. He's a terrible man. He honestly did it. So it's like, this is why it's hard to get into politics, because the minute you do is the minute shit just goes crazy, because there are every differing opinion you can get. And it's honestly sickening. What we see nowadays with politics, trying to push political agendas to the point that they will ruin a person's life. No matter what it is. They will make false accusations to ruin a person's life just to push their agenda. And it's not even in politics, it's in religion, it's in even fan-based communities. Which is why, for me, it's like, I respect your opinion. Don't shove it down my throat. I respect that you, like, let's get into the fan-base point of view, like, say, people read my stories and they want to ship 2 other people that aren't shipped together. Because I do a lot of romance in my stories as well. Not good at it, but let's say they want to take that romance and be like, oh no, they're terrible for each other. These 2 are the people that should have been put together. I respect your opinion. Don't start going around and be like, oh, you don't like my ship? Fuck you. You go fucking die. Like, you don't shove stuff like that down someone's throat. Same goes for religion. You can worship who you want, or don't worship anyone at all. Don't start shoving it down someone's throat, being like, oh, you worship this person? You're wrong. You know, I hope you die, kind of thing. It's like, so what it is nowadays is no one can have any sort of opinion nowadays. It's honestly, as I said, a double-edged sword. You can't have an opinion, and it's stupid. And as I said, when I upload this to YouTube, the entire thing of it, people will take what I'm saying out of context and say that, like, oh, I'm talking about all this stuff. I'm bitching about all this stuff. If something like that were to happen to me, I would have no problem telling people what happened if it was rape. And I would do it scared and crying. Yeah, like, that's the thing. Another thing, like, why wait so many years after the fucking fact to bring up this allegation and be like, oh yeah, they definitely did it, when just now the person's going to be coming into power. So what you're saying is that you're trying to push a political agenda, you lying piece of shit. Now, I'm not saying everyone who does that is lying. What I'm saying is it's kind of suspicious to do it at a certain point. Now back to, as I was saying, like, when this gets uploaded, people are going to take it out of context saying that, oh, Sly's bitching. He definitely has to advocate for everything he's saying. Let's go back to the main focus of what I was saying. I don't advocate for rape. I don't advocate for murder. I don't advocate for pedophilia. I don't advocate for any of this shit. But nowadays, you're gonna have people be like, he definitely has to advocate for it. Like people are doing with Afmao, like people are doing with Michaela. And it's a bigoted, double-edged sword that no one can escape from. No one can be like... No one can say what they want to say nowadays without someone being offended, is what I'm trying to get at, and it's awful. Like, it honestly sickens me for this to happen nowadays. Like, I'm not saying I turn a blind eye and I'm all of a sudden like, oh, how could this ever happen? I never knew this was happening. No, I've always known it was here. But when it's starting to hit closer, I would say, it's kind of playing into that role of like, I don't like this. I cannot idly sit by and let people, you know, shit on everything, make accusations about me, make accusations about the people I respect and love, and think that they can get away with it. Whether it's Afmao, Michaela, or even my writing. Like, Afmao does not advocate for incest. Michaela does not advocate for a lot of things she's put into Seduce Me the Otome. I do not advocate for stuff I've put in my stories. And for people to come back around and be like, oh no, you honestly do. It's like, you don't know me as the creator. You don't know any of these people as a creator. You may look up to them. You may know who they are. You don't know their thought process, essentially, and it's sickening, it's disheartening, it's stupid. It's... And it's kind of an eye-opener if you think about it, all this shit happening. Cause you slowly start realizing, learn about the person out of what you read. Like, I'm an open book, Kagome, you know this. Anyone can ask me any question, no matter how lewd it is. But if it gets too personal, kind of thing, like, oh, what's your social security? Oh, where do you live exactly, kind of thing, it's like, I'm not going to say that. I'll give you my state, that's it. But no matter how lewd or innocent a question can be, I will answer it. I'm an open book. I don't lie to people I respect. So it's... As I'm saying, it's kind of an eye-opener once you look at this, and it's like, you honestly start realizing how narrow-minded people are nowadays, that they take what they read or what they see and think automatically, boom, that's the truth. That this person is a terrible person. Or that this person has to advocate for this. When that is honestly not the fact. So, before I pop a blood vessel, I'm gonna switch the music on here right quick. It's not gonna be our regular outro music. It's not gonna be the Pretty Little Psycho. It's gonna be some music I had playing beginning of the stream, and I'm gonna go and start the raid of someone here. Sorry for the huge rant of a stream. Sorry about all that, but thank you for coming out. Thank you for listening to me just rant the entire time. Have a fun time over at Casey's channel, and see you next time.